Imagine this. A young man named Jake wakes up every morning to the sound of his alarm clock blaring at 6 a.m. He drags himself out of bed, exhausted from another night of tossing and turning. His job pays just enough to cover rent, groceries, and the occasional coffee he grabs on the way to work, a small luxury that makes him feel alive for 5 fleeting minutes. But deep down, Jake feels stuck. Stuck in a life where dreams are replaced by bills, where ambition is drowned out by monotony. Jake isn't alone. Millions of people around the world wake up feeling trapped in the same cycle. They're not lazy, they're not unmotivated. So why does it seem impossible for them to break free? Why do most people stay poor? The answer lies in something powerful and shockingly simple that separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not about luck. It's not about talent or intelligence. And it certainly isn't about working harder. No, what sets successful people apart is one secret weapon, a burning desire backed by unshakable belief. Let me tell you a story about someone who discovered this truth, not through some overnight miracle but through years of struggle, failure, and ultimately triumph. Her name is Sarah. Sarah grew up in a small town outside Chicago. Money was tight. Her parents worked long hours, yet there never seemed to be enough left over at the end of the month. When she graduated high school, Sarah knew college wasn't an option. She took whatever jobs she could find: waitressing, retail, cleaning offices after hours. Every paycheck went straight to survival. But late at night, when the rest of the house was asleep, Sarah would sit by her bedroom window with a notebook. She'd write down her dreams: owning a business, traveling the world, building a home filled with laughter and love. At first, these dreams felt like fantasies, things other people got to have, not her. Still, she kept writing them down. Something inside her refused to let go. One day, while browsing a thrift store during her lunch break, Sarah stumbled across a worn-out copy of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. The title caught her eye. Grow rich, she thought. How can anyone grow rich if they start with nothing? Curiosity got the better of her, so she bought the book for $2. What Sarah read changed everything. The book didn't promise shortcuts or easy answers. Instead, it hammered home one idea over and over again: success starts in your mind. Before you can achieve wealth, or anything worthwhile, you must first believe it's possible. You must cultivate a burning desire so intense that no obstacle can stand in its way. At first, Sarah struggled to wrap her head around this concept. Belief? Desire? Those sounded like abstract ideas, not practical tools. But as she read deeper, she began to see patterns in her own life. Every time she doubted herself, opportunities slipped through her fingers. Every time fear whispered louder than hope, she stayed exactly where she was, stuck. So Sarah made a decision. She decided to test the principles in the book, even if they seemed far-fetched. First, she wrote down her biggest goal: to open her own bakery. Not just any bakery, but one that served delicious, handmade pastries inspired by her grandmother's recipes. She imagined every detail: the smell of fresh bread wafting through the air, the smiling faces of customers, the pride of seeing her dream come to life. Next, she followed the book's advice to create a plan. She started small, baking cupcakes in her tiny apartment kitchen and selling them to coworkers. People loved them. Encouraged, she saved every penny she earned, reinvesting it into better ingredients and equipment. Slowly, her side hustle grew into something real. But here's the thing: progress didn't happen overnight. There were setbacks, lots of them. One winter, her car broke down, leaving her stranded without transportation to deliver orders. Another time, a health inspection nearly shut her down because she couldn't afford proper permits. Doubt crept in. Fear knocked on her door, whispering, "Maybe this isn't meant for you." Yet each time, Sarah returned to her notebook. She reminded herself of her dream. She visualized success so vividly that it became more real than her fears. And slowly, step by step, she pushed forward. Fast forward 3 years. Today, Sarah owns a thriving bakery in downtown Chicago. Her shop is known for its cozy atmosphere and mouth-watering treats. But more importantly, Sarah has transformed her mindset. She no longer sees obstacles as roadblocks. She sees them as challenges to overcome. She understands now that true wealth isn't about money, it's about freedom. Freedom to live life on your terms, to chase big dreams without fear holding you back. So what's the lesson here? What's the secret that Sarah uncovered, and that Napoleon Hill spent decades researching? It's this: most people stay poor because they lack a burning desire paired with unwavering faith. Without those two things, even the best opportunities will pass you by unnoticed. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I want to change my life," only to fall back into old habits? Maybe you've tried starting a business, losing weight, or learning a new skill, but something always held you back. Chances are, it wasn't external circumstances, it was doubt. Doubt that you're capable. Doubt that success is possible for someone like you. Here's the good news. Desire and belief are muscles you can strengthen. Start by setting a clear goal, one that excites you so much you can't stop thinking about it. Then, surround yourself with reminders of that goal. Write it down. Talk about it. Visualize it daily. Let it consume you until taking action becomes inevitable. Let's dive deeper into Sarah's journey, because understanding how she transformed her life isn't just inspiring, it's a blueprint for anyone who wants to break free from the chains of mediocrity. What Sarah discovered wasn't magic, it was discipline. And at the heart of that discipline was a principle so simple yet profound: thoughts shape reality. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, are we saying positive thinking alone will make me rich? Not quite. Positive thinking is only the beginning. The real power comes when your thoughts are fueled by action, and not just any action, but deliberate, consistent effort aligned with your goals. When Sarah first started selling cupcakes out of her apartment, she didn't just bake and hope for the best. She studied everything she could about running a business. She read books on marketing, watched YouTube tutorials on social media strategies, and even reached out to local bakery owners for advice. She treated every failure as feedback, learning what worked and what didn't. But here's the twist. None of this would have mattered if Sarah hadn't cultivated an unshakable belief in herself. Early on, people doubted her. Some laughed outright when she mentioned opening a bakery. Others told her she was wasting her time. Even her own family questioned whether she should take such a risk. Yet Sarah held firm to her vision. She reminded herself daily why she started and visualized the day her dream would become a reality. This brings us to another critical lesson from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. You must surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, or at least respect it enough to let you pursue it. Misery loves company, and negativity spreads faster than wildfire. If you're constantly surrounded by naysayers, their doubts will seep into your subconscious, sabotaging your progress before you even realize it. Sarah faced this challenge head-on. When friends criticized her for spending weekends baking instead of going out, she politely distanced herself. When relatives dismissed her ambitions as impractical, she chose not to argue but also not to internalize their negativity. Instead, she sought out mentors, people who had achieved what she wanted to achieve. Their encouragement fueled her determination, while their wisdom helped her avoid costly mistakes. Still, no amount of mentorship or self-belief can replace hard work. One of the most overlooked aspects of success is persistence. Too often, people give up right before the breakthrough happens. They say things like, "I tried, but it didn't work," without realizing that success rarely comes overnight. It's built brick by brick, through countless hours of effort and sacrifice. Take Sarah's story, for example. After months of building her customer base, she decided it was time to take the leap and rent a small storefront. This decision came with risks, financial risks she couldn't afford to ignore. To save money, she painted the walls herself, hauled furniture from thrift stores, and spent nights perfecting recipes under dim lighting. There were days when exhaustion threatened to overwhelm her, when the weight of responsibility felt unbearable. But Sarah kept showing up. Day after day, she showed up. And then something incredible happened. Slowly but surely, word spread about her bakery. Customers began returning not just for the food but for the experience. The warmth, the care, the sense of community Sarah infused into every interaction. Her little shop became a neighborhood staple, and soon, she was hiring employees to help manage the growing demand. By now, you might be wondering, What does all this have to do with me? I'm not trying to open a bakery. That's fair. But here's the universal truth. Whether you're chasing financial freedom, career advancement, better relationships, or personal growth, the principles remain the same. Success starts in your mind, grows through action, and thrives on persistence. Let's break it down further. Imagine setting a goal, any goal. Maybe you want to double your income within the next year. Or perhaps you're determined to lose 30 pounds. Whatever it is, ask yourself, do I truly desire this outcome? Is my desire strong enough to push through discomfort, rejection, and setbacks? If the answer is yes, then congratulations, you've already taken the first step. Next, create a plan. Break your goal into manageable chunks. For instance, if you're aiming to increase your income, identify specific actions you can take each week, updating your resume, networking with industry professionals, learning new skills, or starting a side hustle. Write these steps down and commit to them. Accountability matters. Finally, prepare for resistance. Life has a funny way of testing our resolve. Just when you think you're making progress, something unexpected will throw you off course. Maybe you'll face financial strain, health issues, or emotional burnout. These moments are where champions are made. Successful people don't wait for perfect conditions. They adapt and keep moving forward. Remember Jake, the young man we met earlier? Let's revisit his story. After years of feeling stuck, Jake stumbled across the same book that changed Sarah's life, Think and Grow Rich. At first, he was skeptical. Could reading a book really make a difference? But curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to give it a try. As Jake absorbed the lessons, he realized something unsettling. He'd been playing small, not because of external limitations but because of his own mindset. He believed he wasn't smart enough, talented enough, or lucky enough to succeed. Those beliefs had shaped his reality, keeping him trapped in a cycle of mediocrity. Determined to change, Jake began applying the principles he learned. He set a bold goal: to transition from his dead-end job to a fulfilling career in tech. He enrolled in coding boot camps, practiced late into the night, and networked relentlessly. It wasn't easy. There were moments when self-doubt crept in, when failures felt insurmountable. But Jake refused to quit. 1 year later, Jake landed his first job as a software developer. His salary tripled, and for the first time in his life, he felt in control of his future. The transformation wasn't just financial, it was mental. Jake had discovered the power of belief, combined with relentless effort, to reshape his destiny. So, what's stopping you? What dreams are lingering in the back of your mind, waiting for permission to come alive? The secret to breaking free from poverty, whether financial, emotional, or spiritual, isn't hidden behind locked doors. It's available to anyone willing to embrace it. Desire plus belief plus action equals success. Let's bring this journey full circle. We've followed Sarah and Jake as they transformed their lives, but now it's time to ask the most important question: what can you do today to start your own transformation? The principles we've explored aren't just stories, they're tools. Tools that have been tested by millions of people across generations. And the beauty of these tools is that they don't require special talent, connections, or resources. All they require is a decision to take control of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your life. But here's the hard truth: knowing what to do isn't enough. Execution is where the rubber meets the road. It's one thing to read about success, it's another to live it. So let's get practical. Let's talk about how you can apply these timeless lessons from Think and Grow Rich to create real change in your life. First, let's revisit the concept of desire. Desire isn't just wanting something, it's an all-consuming hunger for it. Think about the last time you truly craved something. Maybe it was a promotion at work, a vacation you'd been dreaming of, or even a slice of pizza after a long day. That craving drove you to act, didn't it? Now imagine channeling that same intensity toward your biggest goal. Here's a simple exercise. Write down your goal in vivid detail. Don't just say, "I want to be wealthy." Instead, describe exactly what wealth means to you. Does it mean owning a home free of debt? Traveling the world without worrying about expenses? Having the freedom to spend more time with loved ones? Be specific. The clearer your vision, the easier it will be to stay focused when challenges arise. Next, commit to taking massive action. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, even the strongest desire remains trapped in the realm of imagination. Start small if you need to, but start. If your goal is financial independence, open a savings account dedicated to investments. Research stocks, real estate, or side hustles that align with your interests. Take one step every single day, no matter how small, and watch momentum build over time. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: fear. Fear is the silent killer of dreams. It whispers lies like, "You're not good enough," "It's too late," or "What if you fail?" These thoughts are natural, but they don't have to control you. One of the most powerful techniques Napoleon Hill shares is the idea of replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Sounds simple, right? But science backs it up. Studies show that repeating affirmations rewires your brain, helping you develop a growth mindset. Try this. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and declare your goals out loud. Say things like, "I am capable of achieving greatness," or "Every day, I'm getting closer to my dreams." At first, it might feel awkward. Stick with it. Over time, those words will sink into your subconscious, shaping your beliefs and, consequently, your actions. Another key takeaway from both Sarah's and Jake's stories is the importance of persistence. Success rarely follows a straight line. There will be detours, roadblocks, and moments when giving up seems like the easiest option. But remember this: every setback is a setup for a comeback. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Adopt that mindset. Treat failures as experiments, opportunities to learn and grow. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on why persistence matters so much. When Sarah faced rejection from potential investors, she could have thrown in the towel. When Jake struggled to grasp complex coding concepts, he could have convinced himself he wasn't cut out for tech. But neither of them did. They kept going because they understood that success is a marathon, not a sprint. And guess what? You're stronger than you think. You can handle setbacks. You can rise above doubt. You can keep moving forward. Finally, surround yourself with positivity. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your mindset. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, it becomes harder to maintain belief in your dreams. Seek out people who inspire you, books that motivate you, and communities that uplift you. Social media can be a double-edged sword, so curate your feed carefully. Follow accounts that share valuable insights, celebrate progress, and remind you of your potential. Speaking of inspiration, let's zoom out for a moment and consider the bigger picture. Why does any of this matter? Why should you care about breaking free from poverty or mediocrity? Because life is short. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Do you really want to spend it feeling stuck, unfulfilled, or dependent on others? Or do you want to wake up each day excited about the possibilities ahead? Sarah didn't open her bakery just to make money. She did it because it gave her purpose. Jake didn't switch careers just to earn a higher salary. He did it because it allowed him to express his creativity and passion. True success isn't about accumulating wealth. It's about creating a life that feels authentic and meaningful. So here's the final piece of advice. Start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Take one small step today. Whether it's writing down your goals, reading a chapter of Think and Grow Rich, or reaching out to someone who inspires you, take action. Momentum builds momentum, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Do you want to create a big change in your life but can't seem to find the right path? If yes, then The Self-Made Millionaire, Zero to Wealth is the book that has the power to turn your dreams into reality. When we read this book, it felt like every page was revealing our hidden potential. It holds all the secrets that highly successful people have learned on their journeys. If you want to unlock the true power of your mind and reach the heights of success, then this book is for you. To get it absolutely free, hit subscribe and comment book below right now.